Come on in, family. Come on in. Thank you for coming to another Monday. For those that are coming on the live or in the replay, if you have not subscribed, can you do me a favor? Can you like, comment, subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. It will greatly help my channel. For those returning supporters and subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the way that you do. So, this is another Monday. And so, let's talk about travel. And so, there's so much that has gone on in this last week in terms of things that I posted. And one of the reasons why I want to do these lives is because I want to try to kind of go beyond the videos, go beyond what you see. And so I want to do these lives so I could just go further beyond the videos of what you see. Sometimes I do a video and then I discover something that I don't have a chance to go back and talk about because I already recorded the video. And so this way I get to kind of give you some insight about things that maybe I didn't talk about in the video, or maybe I just totally forgot about it to just kind of like go over it. And so there was so much stuff happening in the last 2 weeks. If you're here, just let me know in the comments. And so say hi, Paul. And so we can go forward from there as well. So, I was on Sun Princess. It was a great cruise. I really enjoyed it. I love going on new cruise ships. It was the first in its class, the Spear class, and so in that it's the first in the class. I just so was grateful to be on the ship. I met some content creators and I went with my sister and I had a good time on the ship. And so this is not my first Princess ship. I'm not sure if some people have never sailed Princess, and I'm trying to get the mindset out from people that they keep on feeling like it's for geriatrics, it's for an older crowd. Princess, like any other cruise line, like many other cruise lines, they have a mixed combination of people, age groups, and depending on the type of cruise, the type of time of the year, it may swing in one or other direction. But it had a great bit of demographics, and also it's in terms of culturally blacks, whites. It had a lot of different types of people, age groups on there, and people were celebrating whatever they were celebrating. Where there were people, there were group cruisers on that cruise. And so I did several videos. So I did the full ship tour on Sun Princess. That I'm so glad that I did the full ship tour. Hey there, I'm listening. I'm on the drive. My goal is to try other cruise lines. Yes, I think so many times. Like for example, my first cruise line. Thank you for coming in the chat, L and C. Thank you for coming in the chat. My first cruise line was Carnival, and for a while I stayed with Carnival, and then I started branching out and trying other things and just see what other people have. Sometimes it's just based upon the itinerary, and I felt like maybe I didn't have the itinerary that I wanted, so therefore I went with another cruise line. And so I'm kind of just like, I really want to be able to try different cruise lines now, try and see what is out there. And you may be surprised that the cruise line you thought that you loved the most, the cruise line you thought you loved the most, that you never will go on another cruise line. You may be surprised that the cruise line, did you find something even better or equally as good, or just there were some things that you like in this other cruise line that kind of just took it to another notch for you. And so I say, just you'd be surprised. Just try other cruise lines and see what it is. I'm not saying going on 5 day, 7 day cruise. If there's some 3 day cruises, the thing about Princess, especially from the Caribbean, 3 day cruises are popular for some cruise lines, not so much for Princess. And to be able to do something that's short, you may have to go to the West Coast. If you're living on the West Coast, then maybe that would define like a 3 day or 4 day cruise. Sometimes they have something kind of like Alaska samplers where you could do like a short cruise. But if you've never tried something like I have to try some cruise lines. Don't beat me up in the comments, but I still got to go to the Royal Caribbean. And so I got to try Royal. I got to try it somehow, a 3 day cruise, something. I got to get on Royal, and really compare it. I've been on Norwegian. I've been on Carnival. I have to do like a Royal, a little quick turnaround for Royal at least. Thanks, Signet Solar Traveler. Thanks for coming in the chat. Just popping in to say hello. We'll catch the replay. I'm on a ship in a restaurant and can't listen, but can't wait to hear your feedback. Okay, thank you so much for coming in the chat. And so let's go over the videos. Let's go about our the things that I may not have talked about, maybe some behind the scenes stuff. So when it came to the full ship tour, so let me tell you. So full ship tours, I'm a type of person. I do a full ship tour. I'm a New Yorker and love my DCL and Virgin. I'm a New Yorker as well. And so I've been on Virgin. I've only been on one version. And so I love my DCL. DCL. What cruise line? Am I missing something? I'm gonna go with YOLO. Hey, hi, how you doing? YOLO. Thank you for coming in the chat. RCL. Okay, I'm an RCL go. Royal Caribbean. I have to try it. A 3-day or 4-day. I have to try it this coming year. I have to try to someone get it in because I have to try at least Royal. And so, but I'm expanding my borders. I'm trying to see what else is out there. I've even looked at Holland America, based upon the fact that if I see an itinerary, so if this is based upon what I'm going, if there's some places I've never been to, and sometimes it's hard, like so, if so, I'm gonna put it out there for y'all. Oh, Disney Cruise Line, that's another one I would love to be able to do. A cruise with as well. I was on a cruise ship. It was on a Norwegian, and I was with my friend, and we were talking to an individual in the elevator, and she says Disney is the best. She just loved Disney. And that kind of got me like, oh wow, I have to really try it for myself. And just like anything else, I'm sure there's some misconceptions even about Disney, thinking about that maybe it's just more for kids. And so we have these preconceptions about these cruise lines, and I'm sure we have it about a lot of cruise lines. You know, people say Carnival may be ghetto. People may say that Norwegian is too laid back. It's probably for older crowd. Princess is for older crowd. And I think until you get on there yourself and try it, then you will not be able to know it for yourself. Like, just don't go by what other people say. Try it for yourself, and see if you like it as well. Try Princess out. I think when I went on my first Princess, well, my first Princess actually was to Alaska, and it was a new cruise ship. It was Discovery Princess, and it was a beautiful ship. And one thing about Princess, I feel like they really try to upkeep their ships. It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the entertainment, and I think that they really don't, except the only thing I feel like Princess is limiting in, let's say for example maybe a Carnival has, is like all those deck parties. Like they're not deck party crazy, and they don't have like the cruise director on Carnival, for example, would be the individual, the orchestrator of the fun, and they would be on the Lido deck, and you'd be doing the moves with them and stuff like that. And so Princess doesn't have that. They're like kind of like, if you want to relax, go ahead and relax. If you want to be with us on the dance floor, you know, we'll groove with you while the music is going. But it's just a different vibe. There's not always something going on the Lido deck. You could actually kind of like get a moment to kind of relax if you want to, and that's what it's. So I feel like it's a combination of everything. Now, if you want that high intensity energy all the time, you know, from the time you get up, from the time you go to bed, then you know, but try it for yourself. I'm curious. Anybody that's going on a new cruise line this coming year, let me know. And if you're going on a new cruise line this coming year, I want to know your experience, what you think about it. What was your misconceptions before you went on the cruise line, and when you went on the cruise line, what did you think about it? How did it change? Would you go on it again? The negatives, the positives, and like, was the negatives a deal breaker that you would say never again? You know, there's some deal breakers, you know, say it could be the entertainment. A deal breaker could be the food was horrible, you know. But the thing about it is, I've been on a cruise line. I'm trying Celebrity for Thanksgiving first time. I have to try Celebrity because there's a lot of people. The problem with Celebrity, so Sig, I'm not sure if you're still on here, but I heard that with if I'm a solo cruiser, I heard that like if I'm in the room, they would not only do it like 200%, but they would charge me over 200% to stay in the room. Now that was something that they put out. I don't know if they changed it, but to be an individual where I suffer because I'm a solo cruiser, then that's what kind of have me apprehensive on going on Celebrity by myself. And so, but let me know. I would Royal. I think is definitely one place. So I went on Sun Princess. I did this ship tour, and with this ship tour, if you saw it, you may see like I don't like to record a lot of people all the time, and so I had to get up really early in the morning. I think I was up like 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, the sacrifice I do for you. I had to get up like 4 o'clock in the morning just to be able to do the ship tour. I thought they rolled that back, but Sig would know. Did they roll it back? If they roll back that trying to charge over 200%, then celebrity would definitely be something I would consider if I'm going by myself. So if they rolled it back, because I didn't hear that they rolled it back. I just heard that they're charging more than 200% for solo crowd travelers. So I would love to know that. So Sig, if you're on here, just let me know, or maybe in the replay, just let me know. And so throughout the ship, I tried to show everything as much as possible throughout the ship. I used a camera that should be able to capture even at nighttime. And so let me know if you've seen it. The times where I was on the leader deck, it was still, the sun was not out. And so let me know if you was able to still see stuff clearly or what have you, because maybe going forward, I'll just maybe be more conscious about the sun up, the sun times, and when the sun is coming up, and just be more conscious about that so I can go up and show it in the light. But I felt like I looking it back, I still was able to see like the things that I needed to see and be able to go into some of the areas without people being there and being out without being kicked out of some private areas that I should not be in. I went in areas that really you needed to be in a certain cabin, and I went in there and I went into some restaurants. And so the only way I could really go into restaurants, except for maybe some of the cleaning crew, is to get up really early and really explore it so you can see the ship for yourself. Let me know if you've seen it or if you will go and see it, what you thought about the ship. I thought it was a beautiful ship. If you are on Princess, if you're going on Princess and you decide to go on Sun Princess later, the configuration of different things are so different. Places where things are so different from other ships. Sometimes like if you go to a certain class of ship, you get used to the class of ship, right? So you get used to the class of ship. Yeah, you know where stuff is. You literally can go in your room, put stuff down, and you can know where the restaurants are. You can know you don't even have to look at a map because you've been on those certain class of ships that you kind of will familiarize yourself with it. This new concept of ship was so different than any other ship I've had. Just the main point that the buffet is on the lower decks in the Lido is just so something that was so different, and that's just one thing that was just so different. And so I enjoyed doing it for you. And I just want to show it because of the fact that they had so many changes to the ship since it embarked, since it initially came out in Europe. And so I want to show that to you so that you'll see the changes as it is now. And I'm sure they made this decide to put different things in different areas. So go check out that video. Then I did also, it was so much going on this last week. I did my interior room. Now let me tell you about the interior room. And so I said in the interior room video, I asked a question. I said, have you ever been to interior room and in the shower, and you feel like you're turning around and you're literally like touching yourself on the shower, and you're like, oh my god, like why am I, it's so tight in there. And I said I had to see how it is. And so in the shower, it was not bad. It was a small bathroom than I think I'm used to with Princess, but it was functional. I think it was the door that you had to handle was kind of like clunky in terms of like where the sink was and everything, but I enjoyed the room. I just would not used to. I'm not a person that, like, I don't know, you could say it in the comments. Let me know in the comments. When you have luggage, are you a person that just throw it under the bed and then you live out of your luggage? Are you a person like I like to do? I like to kind of put it in the closet and away. I don't like to have to keep pulling it from under the bed. Or are you a person that when you get into your room, you just unpack? You unpack, you got your packing cubes, you take everything out, you put it up, and you don't see the luggage until the time that you have to go back. What do you do? On the go with YOLO. YOLO says I unpack. Okay, so you completely unpack. All right. And so I'm kind of like to the point, even though I may have some packing cubes, sometimes I kind of like live out of it. So it's kind of easier if it was just in in the closet. And so I was not anybody else unpack. You put it under your bed or whatever it is. If you're in here, can you just like as well? And so in the replay, like, comment, subscribe if you have not subscribed before. And so I liked the room. It was an interior room. I'm not sure if I was in the room with somebody else. It may be a little bit more tighter in terms of just like space, and but they tried to do, some of these interior rooms, they try to do things like have like a mirror up, so if somebody's in the bathroom, at least you could still get ready because you have a mirror or more than one mirror on the outside of the bathroom. But it was fine for me. Then I did O'Malley's. So O'Malley's, a review of O'Malley's is a Irish pub, and so they have this restaurant on so other ships, but I've never had O'Malley's before, and it was an Irish pub, and I enjoyed it. And for the most part, it was good food. My sister and I did a full review. I love doing reviews with my sister because then I get another viewpoint. You don't only get it from my viewpoint, so you get it from another viewpoint. And so one person, I think I had mentioned this before, one person had said one time, maybe you should do something where you're actually showing the food. The problem with, and to let you know, the problem with doing a video, unlike Instagram where they kind of do these voiceovers, the problem with doing a video sometimes where you're in the moment and you're talking in the moment, and I feel like to really feel the video and what I'm going through, I rather talk in the moment than try to fabricate it by doing a voiceover. And so people don't realize you're on these ships, and sometimes there's music and there's bleeding into the feed. And when it bleeds into the feed, what happens? Then it comes a copyright issue. There was a video one time I did it. I was eating and I was trying to describe the food. And then this song I never knew about. It was an Italian restaurant on Carnival. And all of a sudden it was just like it bled into the thing and it gave me a copyright issue. I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to try to edit it. And I tried to edit it as much as possible, but literally it was so hard to edit it based upon like how I was talking. And so that's the reason why sometimes I just will show the pictures and talk about it. And so I know that it has become so popular, especially on Instagram, and some individuals are in their car, eating, and you see them eating and things of that nature. And so that's kind of like the whole thing about it. So that's the reason why a lot of times I will just show pictures. You get to see the concept, describe the food, and then go on from there. And so shout out, I did so I did one interview last week with MH Family Ventures, and it was also with Sig the Solo Cruiser, which is on here. And so, what an interview! If you have not seen it, go check that out on MH Family Adventures. We talked about Sun Princess. We talked about what we liked, and it was a great interview. Go check out that page if you haven't, and go and check out that interview. I think it's like an hour, and it was alive. And then Sig the Solo Cruiser, she did an interview with me on her channel on the ship. So we found some time to do an interview, and go check out her channel and see that interview as well. We talked more and unpacked about this Sun Princess and this great ship. That's how I found you both. Oh, that's great. Oh, through MH YOLO, through MH Family Adventures. And so yeah, I thought it was a great interview. If there's an individual on here, you're a content creator and you're doing something and you want one of us to just kind of come on alive and just talk about something, just hit us up. Look at our information in the our bios on our channel, and just email us and just let us know that you want to have an interview with us. Just talk about anything and all things travel. And so I did Sabatini's review. And so okay, so I want to know, like, every individual, since people have been on some cruise ships that I've never been on, those here are in the replay. Now, if you've been on Carnival, I like I keep forgetting the name of the restaurant for whatever reason, but it's an Italian restaurant of Firenze and Venezia. So that's one of my favorite Italian restaurants. And then Sabatini's on Princess is also one. So let me know, is there a ship that you've been on and that you've been and you love the Italian restaurant? Italian food, by the way, is one of my favorite types of cuisine. So give me something in the comments. Let me know for sure what you think about it and what Italian restaurant. Maybe there's a ship. I've tried Virgin. It disappointed me. Land and Sea. It disappointed me. Maybe it was maybe the thing that I had, but it just kind of disappointed me. I enjoy Sabatini's. I enjoy that. Capadel, what is it? Capitano for Carnival. It's been hit and miss for me. Sometimes like it's excellent, and sometimes I don't know who's the chef. Then maybe it's just not hitting for me. Like, and I would get the same dish. Like the chicken parm would be good one cruise, and then I'll get the chicken parm another one, and then I don't know. It just wasn't tasting well. So, what is your favorite Italian restaurant on any cruise ship? Let me know. And so that, if I haven't been on a cruise ship, like for example, I'm going on Norwegian at the end of the month. I'm going to Norwegian at the end of the month, and I am going to try the Italian restaurant. Is going to be a Norwegian Prima, and so it's a new Italian restaurant that they have on there for that class of ship, and I want to review it, and hopefully it is good. I enjoyed the Italian restaurant that was on Breakaway, the stuff I had anyway. So the stuff I had on Breakaway, I enjoyed the Italian restaurant. So let me know. Okay, so Yolo says, I agree. Cucina del Capitano. I love Jamie's Italian or Royal Caribbean. Ooh, is Jamie Italian? Is that like a celebrity chef like Jamie Oliver? Do you know, Yolo, if that is inspired by a celebrity chef, Jamie, or is that just some random name that is attributed to the Italian restaurant? Jamie Oliver. Oh wow. Okay, great. Wow. So that's got to be some good food. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to try that on Royal Caribbean. Is it on all Royal Caribbean ships, or is it just on certain class of ships that the Jamie's Italian? Is it on like the Icon class? Is it on the like what is Jamie's Italian on for Royal Caribbean? So I can check that out myself. And so like go check out those interviews this week. What I have coming up, I do have finally some people love embarkation day videos. Not at all. Quantum class. I wouldn't mind quantum class too. Quantum class, I think more or less is sales out of LA and the West Coast, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, quantum class. Wow, that's great. And so this week I have Embarkation Day coming up on Wednesday, Embarkation Day for Sun Princess, and also I have Amber Cove. So I did an excursion. I've been to Amber Cove so many times, but my sister has never been there before, and so I decided to do a different type of excursion. I did a cultural tour. It was a long tour, and so I know some people may have a short attention span. Sometimes some people love long videos, but I tried my best to make it short as possible. But it was 5.5 hours for that tour, and so that is coming out. And it's not a 5.5 hour video, people. Just trust me, it's not a 5.5 hour video. But I had to try to condense it to hopefully make it make sense for everybody, so to be able to see what this tour was about in Amber Cove. And so one of the things I said in the video is what not only try new ships, but sometimes people just only want to stay on the ship. I've been here before, and I kind of get it. Like if it's Nassau, like if you do a 3-day cruise, you could probably have said you've been to Nassau like 20 times or so. Like because Nassau is one of those places. But some of these other places, there's so much things that maybe you have not even tried before, an excursion that you've never done. Like so, like I said in the video, and I'm giving you like a preview. Like one of the things I said is like sometimes I like to do like I say like the best of. So I'll do like a best of sometimes, and it'll take you around to all these different places. And then maybe next time I do a cultural tour, and then it really shows you like the people. It shows you, what makes them those people them, like right there where they reside. What are they proud of, and you see how proud they are of the things that they create or make. One time I did a cultural tour. It was I think it might have been, I think it was Curacao. And one time we went to this place. It was like a aloe vera plant, and so they talked about how they grow it, and it was natural. And then you could get some products there as well. And so like try to like expand. I'm not saying go on an excursion every time you go somewhere, especially if you've gone there before. But just kind of look and look over the excursion list and say like, oh wow, that looks interesting, because you never know, there may be something new that you've never experienced, something new that you see on in the excursions, and it's like, okay, that is interesting. And so that's a tip for you as well. And so one of the comments I said are in this video, I talked about all inclusives. And so I'm getting ready to plan an all inclusive for my birthday next year. And so I just wanted to know, once again, and maybe I will put this out there for individuals in a question. Are you a person that are open to all inclusives, or you're just shut it down? Like I was a person that I didn't know anything about cruising. It was all inclusives. And my favorite, and if you are a person that will do an all inclusive from one time to time, what is your favorite all inclusive resort? What is your favorite place to go to? I only did all inclusives at one time. I never did a cruise, and the all inclusive resorts I did was Rio, RIU. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but those are the all inclusive resorts I would do. I've been to Mexico there. I've been to Aruba with Rio, and so I've been to Mexico more than once, different places in Mexico, and so I've only done one Rio, Aruba. Did you do Antilles, the adults only? Because that's the one I went to, and I went there twice. And so I'm open to resorts. I at least do one a year. And so I've been staying with Ryu because I go with my family. It's not a solo trip lately. And so I go with my family, and so we go with what we're used to in terms of customer service, in terms of entertainment. And so we just try not to go away from that. And so I know some people only go on cruises. Once I got to cruising, I didn't ward off all inclusive resorts. I just added it to some of the things that I want to do. Yes, my girlfriend's 50th. Okay, cool. Yes. And so I just would love to know, like, those people who are like cruisers, is cruising now your only type of way you go on vacation? If you're setting up your budget to go on cruising, or if you're setting up your vacation budget for next year, do you only have cruises on there? Or do you kind of like, are you open to looking for at least one resort? Try. I think the vibe is different, but at the same time, meaning, if you want entertainment, if you go to a good resort, so Rio to me is like party, right? Um, do you say that, YOLO? Do you feel like they're trying to entertain you? They're always going to have some kind of a show at night. They even have like places designated called Rio Party, where you may have to go to the area. And when I tell you, where was it? It was Dominican Republic. When I tell you there was a pool party, there was like suds going all over the place. It was like a play. It was like, wow, look at this party. It was people was dancing on tables. It was party, right? And so if you're an individual that like entertainment, party, fun atmosphere, there are resorts like that for you. Obviously, the difference is that you're just stationed in one place. But if you're looking for, if there's resorts that has casinos, so if you're an individual that love to gamble, and so I know a lot of people, they stay with a specific cruise line because they get all these perks because they gamble, and they only want to stay with that cruise line. Let's even those individuals that like just want to stay with the cruise line. Think about it. If you're spending $2,000, $3,000, even if you go on another cruise line for one cruise, the money you sometimes spend in a casino, you could spend another, and it doesn't mean that all of a sudden that cruise line is going to say, well, they haven't come here lately, so we're just going to take away all the benefits. The benefits will be there, trust me. They are going to try to draw you back as much as possible. And so I'm more of a history buff. So although we cruise several times a year, we do UK and other cities. Wow, I did UK this year, YOLO, and it was phenomenal. I it was my birthday cruise, and I did Carnival Legend, and I wanted to do a cruise that left out of Southampton. No, we left out of Dover, and I stayed there 2 days. I stayed there one day before and 2 days after, and I enjoyed UK. We went to Belfast, we went to Scotland, we went to Ireland. It was just a phenomenal, and that's one of the things that I say that we have to try different cruise lines, because sometimes like the itinerary that I'm looking for, I like the specific itinerary I want next is maybe to go from Barcelona to Italy, maybe the 7, 8 days, and return back to Barcelona. And it's hard to find that itinerary. Carnival used to have more of it. Norwegian used to have them, and now it seems like they like just sail to Rome and just drop you off there. Like I don't want, that flight, that long flight back is just like not something I want to deal with. And so I, it's time to start expanding and thinking about all these other things as well, to go forward. So in the all-inclusive resorts, you just have to find something that is going to fit for you, I feel. Let's get back to that. And so if you have an all-inclusive resort, just try it out. Look at the details, see what it is that you like. The food, obviously, I think food can be better at an all-inclusive resort more than even a cruise ship. I'm gonna tell you that now. You go to some of these Jamaican resorts, it's like you're getting that good Jamaican food. Like they're not, some of these resorts are not just giving you like American type food. They're giving you Jamaican food, Jamaican cuisine. Like they're giving it to you like the cultural food, not just random food that you could get anywhere else. Yola says, I think we missed each other. I was in London and then cruised out of Southampton to Norway. So you was in the legend. What? I left like I think it was June. I think 28. June 28. I think was my cruise, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because then my birthday was on the 30th. So June 28th, and then we had like a sea day, and then we went to our first stop. So that was when I was in London. I stayed one day before and then 2 days after. So I think July, sometime the 9th or somewhere around there. I think I left or whatever it was then around that time. And so just think about it, just trying to open up your mindset to thinking travel, cruise, travel, just kind of adjust from time to time. And I would love to know your responses. Those now are into Hi Melanie. Those now are in the replay. Let me know where you have been, what resorts that you love, because I love Rio. So I'm even able thinking about expanding. Like for example, I would love to go to St. Lucia, and I was looking at this resort called Coco Bay. So I was looking at that as well. So I'm looking to expand my horizon, and why not this YouTube family to get information about where you've been, so that I also can be able to expand and see maybe there's this place that I could go to. Just like I want to expand and do Royal, Celebrity. If Sig lets me know that 200 over 200 it has gone away, that there's no longer that issue. We were in London July 1st to 5th. Oh wow. Okay. I think I have to look back and see about when I came off the cruise ship. Okay, as you said, we just missed it. Royal is very nice. Love them. Okay, you like Royal too. What is okay? So for those that are on here and in the replay, I'm not gonna keep you too long. What is your favorite cruise line of all time? Top three, top. Give me the top two. What is your favorite cruise lines? Um, and then um, and then I'm gonna let you go. And so I want to see that. Maybe I'll do that as a comment. So I'll do that as a. I like to do all of a sudden like surveys. Maybe I'll do that as a survey too. What is your favorite cruise line? Is it Royal? Is it Carnival? Is it is it Norwegian? Maybe it's, I know some people haven't done Princess yet, so is Virgin something that people would go to? That's like an all inclusive. I've only been on Royal and Carnival and prefer Carnival Royal over them. Okay, so why do you prefer Royal over Carnival, Melanie? I'm curious. since I've never been on there, and I'm looking to possibly, if I can find like a really quick 3 day one, especially if it's a holiday weekend where I'm not using a lot of time. Why Royal over Carnival? And maybe that's something that we need to maybe that's something that I need to be able to have a live or something. Why Royal over Carnival? What was it about Royal? Is it the entertainment? Is it the food? Is it the the ships you think are nicer? Because Carnival has some great ships. Like one of Carnival's ships that I really love is Carnival Celebration. So that's one of my favorite ships. I just loved it. I've sailed over 20 sailings with RCL. Carnival twice, Celebration and Jubilee. Okay. So YOLO, you're still kind of feeling out Carnival because you've done so Royal then has to be your favorite because you've done 20 sailings with Royal. So that has to be. I find the customer service better over Royal, and I find with my artists I found Royal better overall. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I Carnival twice, Celebration. Okay, so and YOLO, you did the big ships, the newer ships with Celebration and Jubilee is the newest ship that they have there. Okay, which do you prefer, YOLO, Celebration or Jubilee? I'm curious about that because I've never done Jubilee. I have to. Um, it's a little bit more difficult with Jubilee because you do have to fly into Houston. Maybe I guess set up Galveston Express, but I was seeing in some vlogs that you could take something else to Galveston, and so I would be open to trying Jubilee one day. I know it's just not as simple as just taking a quick cab to the port because the port is going to be far from Houston, for example. I love Royal is more my vibe. Mariner, Anthem, Wonder, and Icon are my favorite ships. Okay, all right, more your vibe. All right, so there it is. People have their favorites, and so based upon like their vibe or whatever it is, there's different reasons why people will love a certain type of cruise line. But I love the fact that people are trying out different things and are willing to go beyond just one cruise line. I prefer Celebration. I love Celebration. I just love the nostalgia of Celebration. That's why I love Celebration. I've been on Mardi Gras. Celebration is on my channel. I did do vlogs on Celebration, but I like when I went on there and I love nostalgia and I saw all these things and they trying to have like pieces of other ships on there, like just that's why it's Celebration. They're celebrating Carnival and celebrating their ships and celebrating their past accomplishments, and I just thought it was just great. Royal also has a very nice membership tier, and I love their virgin strawberry daiquiris. Okay, Melanie. All right, so their nice membership tier. So Carnival, I know they've been talking for such a long time about changing their membership tiers. And so I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I definitely would want to do a video about it when that happens. And I'm just looking to I'm hoping because I'm platinum right now, and I feel like it takes forever to get to the next category. So I don't know when that's going to happen because I said I'm going to different cruise lines and trying out different ships. So, but if they change the tiers, I would just have to see what they're going to add to the tiers. What are they going to give that's different than what I have now? I am Diamond Plus on RCL. Wow, that's good. What is the top? Is Diamond Plus? What is the top after Diamond Plus? Is there something higher than that? On my way to Emerald. Okay, on Royal. Royal gives double points for solo. Oh, that's what Sig said, right? I think she said that Royal gives double points for solo. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. I know Princess does it. Princess gives double points for solos, or they give you double the cruises, if that makes sense. So because they have it based upon days you cruise or the number of cruises that you have sailed. And so if you're a solo cruiser on Princess, they will double the cruise that you sail. So one cruise gives you two cruises, and you need 15 cruises to get to their top elite status. And so if you're doubling the cruises, really that's 8 cruises on Princess as a solo. And and I said it. This cruise they gave me 4 points because they had a special. So even though I'm not like at 8 yet, the next cruise that do with Princess, I'm up there. I'm top with Princess, and I just feel like I like that. So if Royal does double the points, that is so great because I feel like I've done so many. I think I've done 20 Carnival cruises, 20 Carnival cruises, and maybe two of them out of the 20, I had somebody in the room with me. I shared a room, and I feel like if they gave me that double for solo, I probably would be like diamond already because they I just feel like they don't give you any benefit as a solo traveler. They don't really have like, they don't have solo rooms where you only have to pay the single occupancy rate. So they don't have solo rooms. They don't give you credit for sailing solo. It's like you're just paying double and you're not getting any other benefits. And so that's kind of like an incentive also for Princess. And looking at Royal, I would definitely love to be able to go on that, and I think more cruise lines need to do that for solo travelers. If we're paying double the cost of the room, why not give us the double the credit? Is anybody with me? We're paying double for the room, give us double the credit. Give us double points, give us more than just saying that, we're just having to pay more for the room. YOLO Pinnacle. Okay, Pinnacle is the top. Pinnacle Club is the highest on Royal. Okay, great. You need 700 cruise points to enter Pinnacle. If you're paying the double price, why not give me those points? Exactly. If we're paying double the price, why not give me the points as if because I'm in the room by myself? I think some cruise lines, they do not cater. Even if cruise lines cater to, for example, even if cruise lines cater to like a single, they have solo cabins like Norwegian. If you're in a regular room, they're not giving you double the points. It's based upon the length of the cruise. And so they cater in one way, but they don't cater in another way. I feel like if we are going to pay double, just give us the points so that we can get to another loyalty status even quicker than having to, you know, really fight our way up. Um, Danelle Goulding, hey, glad I made it alive. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. 80 nights is diamond. You get 4 drinks a day and so many other perks. Okay, so that's good. So that means that the more you get, 4 drinks a day and so many perks. YOLO 170 is diamond plus. Okay, and so that's great. So when you get to these places, so I, as a solo traveler, and I got to talk to Sig. Maybe she has more. I got to talk to Sig also. As a solo traveler, what I would want then is to be able to know that if I'm paying double in price, that you're honoring me by giving me more with loyalty points. And so if that's what they're doing, I think that's a great idea. I love the fact that Princess does that. And so I feel like more cruise lines need to do that so that we can just get higher up. Like it's almost like you can't force somebody who's a solo traveler to find somebody. Sometimes even myself, I can't find anybody to go with me. It's just that no friends to go with me, no family members that wants to go on that particular cruise. They're not available, whatever it is. And so therefore, I am not going to. I'm not going to be the person that all of a sudden just does not go somewhere just because I don't have anybody with me. I am going to go and tell you about it after the fact. And so because of that, I'm now going to really look to see if I can do a quick trip on Royal. Okay, for the first time, YOLO, I know you love it, and Melanie, what is a ship you think I should try out for the first time? Nothing too old, nothing too new, maybe, because the newer by myself obviously is gonna be more expensive. Is Allure great? Is Anthem, not Anthem? I know you love Anthem, but Allure sure, is Oasis a great ship for the first time? For those that sail Royal, what do you think for the first time? Do you think that a new person should go? Because of the fact, and the only reason I said that is because sometimes people will go on a ship, and if it's older, they kind of get discouraged with the brand. I don't mind the older ship, but sometimes like you go on an older ship and it's like, especially if you're coming from a newer ship from another brand. Say for example, you just sail Celebration, Carnival, newer ship, big ship, a lot of food options, a lot of free options, right, to eat. And then you go on an older ship, right, just trying to do like a quick 3 day, and you go on an older ship, and usually older ships maybe smaller, has less food options, and then you may view that cruise line based upon that one ship. But as an older ship, the decor may be different, the options are less, and so I want something that's maybe in the middle that kind of you know, gives me a little like, okay, this is a good representation of what Royal is without necessarily being too old, not necessarily being too new, young and fresh and bright and big, but somewhere in the middle. Where are you? Freedom. I'm New York, so I'll be from New York. So where are you? Freedom, Independence, Mariner, Allure, Oasis. Okay, Allure, Oasis, and Liberty. Okay, so now this is my thing. So Liberty, somebody has said that Liberty was kind of old and dated. So what is your opinion about Liberty? Somebody said it was because they're right, because Liberty sails right out of Bayonne, New Jersey, but they said it was a little dated. So and if it's sailing out of there, unless it goes to Bermuda, it's not going to be a short cruise. I think it really depends on the size you want. For 3 days, probably one like Freedom level. Okay, Freedom level. Okay. All right, great. I'm taking all of your advice, and hopefully those individuals that's coming on takes the advice of the individual. So depending on if you're new to Royal, you want to try out Royal, based upon what Yolo and Melanie's saying, try out Freedom, Independence, Mariner, Allure, Oasis, and even Liberty. And so try out those ships. I want to try out one of those. We already said that they're in there. If you're a solo cruiser, they give you solo double the points, which is a really great plus. And so individuals are really favoring Royal even over Carnival. And so this is great information to have. I'm not selling her, but my brother loved it. Mariner is my favorite. Okay, YOLO Mariner is my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into it. Thank you so much for all the information. Thank you for engaging the way that you do. I try my best to come on every Monday as much as possible, and if I can't, I will just let people know that I won't be on this coming week. I don't know if anybody's going on a cruise this week. Anybody going on a cruise this week? I am going on an older ship, Carnival Glory, and I'm sailing on Carnival Glory, and I will be coming back on Monday. And I can't remember the time. I can't remember the time that I did. I'm coming back because one time I actually did a live in the airport. I came back from Chicago one time and I did a live in the airport. And I kind of did a rundown, and so depending what time I came back, I may be back in town by the time 6 o'clock comes, and then I can kind of just share like my feelings about everything. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Yolo. Thank you, Sig. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Denelli. Thank you, everybody that came on and just shared their experience, share their information so that we can be able to be more informed as travelers, whether it be cruising, whether it be going on an all-inclusive resort. And those that are in the replay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. And until next time, family, see you then.